Today's lesson is what not to do in Lyon and what to try instead. Hi, I'm Kiki.
And I'm Mike.
And Mike, guess what?
What's that?
are going on a trip today.
Are we?
Yes.
That's great. I didn't bring a thing or a passport or clothes, but let's go. Where are we going?
Well, we are going to travel in our minds. We are going to France.
Ooh, wonderful. So I don't need a passport. I just need an imagination and our article. Now, France is a pretty big country with lots of amazing things to see. So where exactly in France are we going?
Well, we are going to a popular city called Lyon.
Oh.
And instead of doing popular things, we're going to learn about things that most tourists might skip and not see. So we're going to see a real, genuine side of the city.
Sounds fantastic. And I'm already excited because when you said a popular city in France, naturally I thought of Paris, but Lyon is a city I've never been to. I think I remember it also being the home of French cooking. So we'll probably have some fabulous food along the way. That sounds great. And I love these lists of things that tell you alternate things to try, not the top 10 must-do lists. Let's go to the places maybe only the locals know about. That will give us a much more authentic experience. So let's check it out. What not to do in Lyon and what to try instead. What not to do in Lyon and what to try instead. The French city of Lyon is a popular place for weekend breaks full of art, culture, and food. But this delightful destination offers more than just unmissable museums and must-try snacks. For a truly unforgettable experience, follow the travel tips below.
Da家好，第一部分介绍形容词 unforgettable， 它的意思是难忘的或是无法忘记的。例如 Our trip to Paris was filled with unforgettable moments. 我们去巴黎的旅行充满了难以忘怀的时刻。
Welcome back. We are talking about this French city called Lyon. And instead of doing all the popular things that tourists will usually do, we are going to talk about what not to do in this city.
Okay, not to do the popular things and what to try instead. So let's check it out. It says the French city of Lyon is a popular place for weekend breaks full of art, culture, and food. Okay, well, already I didn't know that this is a popular weekend break destination. We could also say it's popular for weekend getaways. You might leave work a little early on Friday, start out early on Saturday, possibly stay for a day or two, and then head back home. I guess you might find a lot of people in Paris and Marseille. Other big cities in France, they treat Lyon as a weekend getaway destination. Why not? It's full of art, culture, and food, and many other incredible things. But we do have a little warning for you at the start of the article.
This delightful destination offers more than just unmissable museums and must-try snacks. So we know that when we go to a popular tourist spot, there are always places that people tell you, oh, you have to try this or you have to go see this museum.
Taipei 101, National Palace Museum, a night market. Yeah.
Right. So these are things you have to do. But oftentimes there are different parts of the city, of a popular city or a popular place that people might miss.
Okay,
so it says in this sentence that this delightful destination actually offers more than just these typical or popular things.
Exactly, and you'll probably find lists of unmissable places and must-try things on many travel websites about lots of popular places around the world. But as we read on, it says, for a truly unforgettable experience, follow the travel tips below. It's not wrong, it's not bad to go to the top 10 destinations to try all those must-try or must-see places. But of course, you would like to have something a little bit unique and special about your trip, something that's not on all of those lists. So these experiences we're going to tell you about are unforgettable. They will be memorable. They will be the things your friends will all be jealous about you doing or seeing or trying when you get home and tell them your wonderful stories. So let's check out out the first of our tips, which is the middle part of today's article. 1. Lose the list. Trying to tick 10 sites off your list in a single day isn't a great way to make meaningful memories. Instead of rushing around, why not relax and take a deep dive into one specific neighborhood? The Vieux-Lyon district is a good slow travel option. Spend the morning cafe hopping and the afternoon getting lost in the maze of narrow streets. Then, as night falls, catch some live music in one of the district's bars or watch a light show painting the historic buildings.
第二部分看到片语 take a deep dive into 名词，表示深入探讨点点点。例如 The course allows students to take a deep dive into the complexities of modern economics. 这门课程让学生能深入了解现代经济的复杂性。或是 The documentary takes a deep dive into the life of that famous artist. 这部纪录片深入探讨了那位著名艺术家的生活。接着是名词 district， 它的意思是区、区域，也可以是行政区的意思。例如 People from all over the district showed up to the bake sale. 这地区各地的人都现身这个烘焙特卖会。再来介绍名词 maze， 表示迷宫似的区域，迷宫也可以是错综复杂的事物。我们可以说 There is a maze made of bushes in the garden beside the old castle. 在古堡旁边的花园里，有一个由灌木丛所组成的迷宫。又或者说 Finding a solution felt like navigating through a complex maze. 找到一个解决方法，就像是在一个复杂的迷宫中导航。
Okay, welcome back. We are going to talk about the first tip of today's article. And the tip is lose the list.
Lose the list.
What does that mean to lose the list?
Means I don't know what I'm going to buy at the grocery store because I lost the list.
Not exactly. Okay, this tip basically is telling everybody you have your top 10 list or top 5 things to try.
Sure.
Just lose it. Just throw it away.
Okay.
Rip it up. You don't need to follow it because there's other things that we could do.
Okay, don't just check the boxes and go down the list. It says trying to tick 10 sites off your list in a single day isn't a great way to make meaningful memories. This is really good advice. As we said many times, you can find those top lists, things you must do in Tokyo or wherever you're going. And yeah, you can try to tick 10 sites off or tick 10 activities off your list in a single day. When you tick something off, imagine you have a list in your hand and a pen in the other hand, and as you go down the list and do your chores or buy those things at the store, get all of your little errands done, it's like you're marking or you're ticking off each one to show, okay, gone to the bank, did that. Next one, pay my bills, did that. And as you go down the list, you have this feeling of accomplishment and you keep track of what you are doing. But doing that on a holiday, trying to rush through a list in a single day, we'll go to this place, then an hour later we'll go to that place, then we'll have a quick lunch, then we'll go to that kind of thing. It will leave you exhausted, first of all. And as the article says, it's not a great way to make meaningful memories. Yeah, you'll remember the things that you're supposed to have seen, but you won't remember much more than the fact that I went there and I saw it, and then we went somewhere else. So what should we do instead?
Well, instead of rushing around, why not relax and take a deep dive into one specific neighborhood?
I like that idea.
Yeah. So we're not supposed to just get on a tour bus and follow the tour guide.
You can do that.
Sometimes you might see something,
right,
but did you actually see it?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy yourself?
You might as well just look at a postcard or a slideshow of the place.
Right. And I think in this sentence, it also gives a very good advice. So instead of trying to see maybe the whole city, you could try to focus on one specific area or one specific neighborhood. And here we have rushing around. So instead of going around to places very quickly, trying to go down that checklist very quickly again, we should slow things down and take a deep dive into a specific area.
Okay.
So what does it mean to take a deep dive into something?
It's basically to really get into it, to really try to understand it. Don't just go on the surface. Imagine if you're swimming and you're up where the air is or where the air and the water meet. That's the surface. But of course, you only see things from up above when you're up on the surface. If you take a deep dive, then you're down among the coral, among the rocks, down where the fish are. So imagine this, we're using the same expression to talk about a different subject. You know, you can read the Wikipedia entry about some interesting subject, or you can go to the library and check out a couple of books about that subject and read all of them. That would be a deep dive into that subject, rather than just kind of staying on the surface and only learning the things that most people know about it. A deep dive would turn you into somewhat of an expert. So here's some advice. It says the Vieux-Lyon district is a good slow travel option. So already we have a place for you to start, to sort of begin your own deep dive into Lyon. This is a district and it has the name the Vieux-Lyon, which is the old Lyon. So this is probably one of the older, maybe even back to medieval days, parts of the city. And when we talk about an area in a larger city, we often use this word district. It's kind of like a neighborhood. It might be a little bit bigger, but basically many cities are so big, we kind of need to organize it in our mind or to give good directions. We kind of need to break it into smaller areas. In Taipei, we might have the Songshan district or the Xinyi district, places like that. So generally, when we're taking an area of land, a geographical area, and then breaking it down into smaller areas with distinct names and often distinct characters or distinct types of lifestyle in those areas, we can talk about districts. And it's a good slow travel option. This is a good place for people who like to take a deep dive. We can spend the morning cafe hopping and the afternoon getting lost in the maze of narrow streets. That sounds like a wonderful day and the type of day you don't want to rush through. You can't really rush through your cafe hopping. What are you going to do? Go to 3 cafes in 30 minutes and drink 3 coffees? That doesn't sound very relaxing. So you can spend the morning cafe hopping, going from one cafe to another, spend a little time here, have a little snack there, walk around, see another cafe, sit down. Take it easy is the idea here, a slow travel option. And you can also, of course, since it's Vieux-Lyon, the old district, get lost in the maze of narrow streets. A maze is sort of twisting turns and twisting corridors. Often we might have a maze built in a park or somewhere like that, in a beautiful garden. It might be made of bushes or hedges, or you might have played a game with mazes on your phone or in a computer game. You kind of go in, there's twists and turns, it's easy to get lost. There are lots of dead ends. This, of course, won't trap you in the maze, but it's just kind of saying, you know, it's laid out in that way that old European cities are, and it's just fun. You never know what is around the next corner.
Right. And in this case, getting lost in the maze doesn't actually mean you're lost, but instead you're really enjoying where you are.
Yeah.
You're enjoying this Vieux-Lyon district, you know, looking at the buildings and looking at how people live.
That's
and
right.
all that. You're really getting lost or exploring.
That's right. Don't worry, you'll never get lost. You're in Lyon. You know where you are.
Right. Then, as night falls, catch some live music in one of the district's bars or watch a light show painting the historic buildings.
Nice.
Wow. So not only do you have things to do in the morning, in the afternoon, it gets pretty exciting in the evenings too. So as night falls or when it starts to get dark, you can listen to some live music at the bars and a light show painting the historic buildings. Okay, so this isn't an actual painting on the building. So what it is the light show, they will shine onto the buildings. So you'll see the beautiful light shows or the way the light might show different characteristics of the buildings. It could be all sorts of interesting things that they're playing around with the lights. So it's just a beautiful show. Okay, well, we have finished talking about the first tip. I'm sure we're really excited to know about our second travel tip.
Absolutely. So let's check it out in the third and final part of today's article. 2. Toss the tourist menus. Lyon is famous for its bouchons, restaurants serving traditional home-cooked Lyonnais food in cozy atmospheres. However, while many restaurants attract tourists by calling themselves bouchons, only about 20 are the real deal. So how can you avoid falling for a tourist trap? Well, each year, the Association of Lyonnais Bouchons releases a list of authentic bouchons, and you can be sure a bouchon included on the list serves genuine Lyonnais cuisine.
第三部分看到形容词 cozy， 它的意思是温馨的、惬意的、温暖舒适的。例如 On winter mornings, all I want to do is stay curled up in my warm, cozy bed. 在冬天的早晨，我只想蜷缩在我温暖舒适的床上。又或者说 Those candles gave the room a cozy feel. 那些蜡烛给房间带来一个舒适的感觉。再来我们看到片语 fall for something 或是 fall for somebody， 指的是对点点点信以为真，或是听信点点点，也可以是喜欢点点点。举例来说 It's easy to fall for scams if you're not careful online. 如果你在上网时不小心的话，就会很容易上当受骗。又或者说 Christine fell for Oscar the moment they met, and they've been inseparable ever since. Christine 在与 Oscar 第一次见面时就爱上了他，从此他们形影不离。接着看到名词 association， 它表示协会、联盟，也可以是关系、关联或是联想的意思。我们可以说 The Teachers Association will hold an emergency meeting later tonight. 教师协会将于今晚稍后举行紧急会议。也可以说In college, Sam played for 3 athletic associations. 在大学里 Sam 为3个体育联盟效力。最后介绍形容词 authentic， 意思是道地的、真正的或是真实的。例如 My grandfather makes authentic Italian pizza. 我爷爷会做道地的意大利披萨。或是 Ian is trying to find an authentic French restaurant. Ian 试着要找一间正宗的法国餐厅。
Okay, our second tip is toss the tourist menus. Basically, trying to eat things that are authentic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Local food, right?
There you go. I'm sure you can go there and find a croissant, some French onion soup, typical things like that tourists might want to have when they're in France. But do local people eat those foods very frequently? Probably not.
Right. So what are we going to eat in
All
Lyon?
right. Well, let's find out. It says Lyon is famous for its bouchons, restaurants serving traditional home-cooked Lyonnais food in cozy atmospheres. This kind of sounds like a bistro. So if it's got a cozy atmosphere, it's warm, it's comforting, it's inviting. It's the kind of place that locals will go to. It might even almost look like someone's home, someone's dining room or kitchen when you go into the place. So don't imagine large, massive, gleaming restaurants with 40-foot-high ceilings and top-class Michelin service. You're going to get top-class Michelin food, but in a very local, friendly, family-style restaurant.
Oh, but if we continue in our article, we have to be careful.
Okay.
Because it says, however, while many restaurants attract tourists by calling themselves bouchons, only about 20 are the real deal.
Really?
That's a surprising number.
It is kind of, but I've heard about this.
Okay.
They often say those local restaurants near popular tourist attractions are usually only popular with tourists. So yeah, you definitely want to find the real deal when you're there, don't you?
Yeah. Okay, so we have to beware of restaurants that are calling themselves these home-cooked restaurants or small bistros or bouchons. Okay, so we have to watch out for that because most of them, they kind of just, it's like a tourist trap.
Exactly.
They just want to make money.
That's
right. But only 20 are the real deal. When something is the real deal, it is legitimate, it is the original, it is something that is real. They're not pretending to be something they're not.
It's authentic. It's genuine, right? It's not fake. It's not kind of made just for tourists. If you're going to a place, you can have the popular local food at the popular market that everyone goes to, but wouldn't it be better to find the one that only only the locals go to. You'll know that is the real deal. So the question is, how can you avoid falling for a tourist trap? Because we're all new in town. A lot of us don't speak or read French. How do we know what's a real bouchon from what's kind of a fake one or a tourist trap? First of all, a tourist trap is the kind of place set up just for tourists. The prices will probably be a little bit higher. The menus will be a little bit more sort of expected. They won't be very surprising, the things the tourists want to have. I remember I was at a big popular night market in Taiwan a year or two ago, and everyone was serving chou tofu, everyone was serving jipai, everyone was serving nyoromian, everyone was serving all of this stuff. And of course, not all of those restaurants really are experts at this food. They're just selling the food that all the tourists are interested in trying. So don't fall for that. Don't be tricked by a tourist trap. Don't sort of give your money to someone who's pretending to be authentic, but is really just serving up the same stuff that they serve to all the tourists. And they don't maybe have the history of the food. They don't really have the pride in making the best food possible. They're just in it for the money. So how do you find the real bouchon?
Well, each year, the Association of Lyonnais Bouchons releases a list of authentic bouchons.
Awesome.
And you can be sure a bouchon included on the list serves genuine Lyonnais cuisine.
Perfect.
So this is good. There's an association, or this is a group of people that are in charge of making sure a thing is proper, an association of people. They will generally come together for a certain cause, or they upholding some sort of tradition. And in this case, it is the Association of Lyonnais Bouchons. So we can assume it's a group of people that certifies that these bouchons are authentic. And something that is authentic means that it is original, it is the real thing.
The real deal.
Right, it can't be faked.
Yeah, we've used that word a few times. Genuine, the real deal. It's not fake. It's not kind of made up just to please people. It is there because it is naturally there. It is something that, of course, comes from a long line of history probably as well. And you can be sure a bouchon included on the list serves genuine Lyonnais cuisine. That's what we're looking for. Things that are genuine, authentic, the real deal. And I think so far our article has pointed us in the right direction. I'm hoping that association's list is in English, but I guess they probably have addresses there. You can just look them up. And that would be a wonderful way to cap your first day in Lyon. But we have much more for you tomorrow, don't we?
Yes, we do. But first, let's listen to our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文一开始提到，法国城市里昂是一个充满艺术、文化及美食的周末度假胜地。这个城市呢，提供的不仅仅是不可错过的博物馆和必吃的小吃。文中它用到 more than just， 那这个用法之后接名词，可以表达不只是什么什么，不仅仅是什么什么。像 They are more than just friends， 他们不只是朋友。那英文还有一个用语是 more than just a pretty face， 这是用来表达说某人不只是长得好看而已，他还有其他的优点。好，那这边也顺便补充两个跟 more than 相关的用法。第一个是 more than a little。A little 原本是少量的意思，但是在前面加上 more than 却可以表达出很多啊，非常。那这时候意思就会跟 very 或者是 extremely 差不多。举例来说 She was more than a little surprised， 这个意思是她非常惊讶。好，那第二个补充用法是 little more than， 它表示仅仅只是只不过是。那这时候它意思会跟 no more than 或者是 nothing more than 或者是 only 意思相近，常常用来修饰名词。举例来说 The cake is made with little more than eggs, flour, butter, and sugar. 这个蛋糕的原料就只是鸡蛋、面粉、奶油和糖而已。好，那么再来看到课文第二部分，它介绍了里昂老城区。文中用到单字 district， 它表示区、区域或是行政区。那我们来学它的字首字根。好，首先看到 strict，或者是 strain， 或者是 stress 这一类的字根，它有绑、束缚、拉直或是拉紧的语义。 带有那种压力达到最极致的意思。那么在 district 这个字当中，字首 dis 表示分开， strict表示拉紧。那划分行政区就是分开一区一区，各自管辖，各自管束。那同学们也许可以用这样的方式去联想到 district， 它有行政区或是区域的意思了。好，顺便补充2个有这一类字根的单字。第一个constrain， 它的字首 con 表示一起，那么字根 strain 表示拉紧。当我们用绳子把东西绑住，然后把这个绳子的两端一起拉紧，用这个画面也许就可以联想到 constrain， 它有束缚、限制的意思。第二个补充的是 distress， 它的字首 dis， 因为碰到 s 开头的字根而变形为 di， 那这样的字首它表示分离，然后字根 stress 表示拉紧。那同学们可以试着想象你所拥有的东西被强拉走，被迫分离而造成的痛苦。我们用这样的方式去联想到 distress， 它有悲伤或痛苦的意思。好，那以上今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Unforgettable. Our trip to France was amazing, truly an unforgettable experience. District. The city's historic district is known for its charming atmosphere. Maze. Walking through the large garden, Luther got lost in a maze of bushes. Cozy. After shopping all morning, we visited a cozy cafe for a relaxing lunch. Association. Jenna joined a photography association to share her work with and learn from other photographers. Authentic. Once the signature on the painting was confirmed to be authentic, the museum agreed to buy it. Genuine. Considering the purse's low price, Mindy wondered if it was really genuine. Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Mike.
I am Kiki.
See you next time.